Hey, everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I'm Eric, and this is week 23 of 2019. I'm talking about this week's new comics that I picked up. I also had some other items that, if I can remember them briefly, that I do want to mention. One is Saga Volume 3 or Deluxe Edition Volume 3. It's the third hardcover book of Saga. I still have to get back to reading the first hardcover book. I've read volume 1 of the paperback, and then I decided I like this a lot, and I got the volume 1 and 2 of the deluxe edition, and volume 3 just came out this week, so I have a lot of catching up to do. I really got to catch up on those. Also came out this week, finally you can buy, maybe you've been able to buy this before, I'm not sure. I had never seen it as a complete box set. Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, the manga, the 16, is it 16? Yeah, it's 16 volumes in Dragon Ball and 26 volumes of Dragon Ball Z as they were released in the United States. And they come in these nice little boxes, the convenient carrying case. And now I don't have to keep on hunting down looking out for individual volumes or getting the. I probably still will get the rest of the big editions because it's nice to have in that format as well. But anyway, those are both out now, and I'd say they're absolutely worth checking. If you don't have any of them and you want to read the entire thing, go and grab these box sets. If you're a fan of the show, you haven't read the manga, get these box sets. It's the entire saga, and then continue on with Dragon Ball Super from there. I believe 7 volumes of that are out so far. All great stuff. Also, this is comic book related, but it's not a comic book. It is a movie on Blu-ray. I know this is available for like maybe 1 or 2 weeks digitally, but it came out on Blu-ray, Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And this movie is pretty good. I enjoy it. It's kind of wacky at times. You got a big mix of all the Batman characters and all the Ninja Turtles characters as you would expect, as you would hope for from the title there. And yeah, it's worth checking out. It's got Batgirl in there. I always enjoy any of these movies when there's Batgirl there. Since she's one of my favorites, and yeah, that's all. I don't really care about what other characters are in there. I mean, Batman's in there, of course, but yeah, go check it out. I'm not sure if it's on DC Universe. I think it might be, but there's lots of stuff on there to check out anyway. So go and open up DC Universe after you listen to this episode. Not while you're listening, because it might like override the audio on the device you're using to listen. Maybe if you're listening on a separate device, then go check it out. Anyway, I have not watched it yet, but I have it downloaded on my phone. I intend to watch it sometime over this weekend, since I will be out on the road. So watching something on my phone is very convenient, or it's very convenient to have something on my phone to watch, and that is Swamp Thing. And episode 2 comes out this Friday. So maybe I'll record an episode while I'm driving about the first episode. I don't have to do that. I could just do it in my hotel room once I get there. I'm going to have some time. The setup time for this convention weekend is like from 12 to 4 on Thursday. And then the convention starts the next day. They're not like opened up early, so you could just set up anyway. It's a little bit bothersome. I have to do something with the licensing office for the city, all that kind of stuff. So I have to get there on Thursday instead of just getting there and being ready on Friday morning. So that means I'll have a lot of time to do stuff. See some family out in Utah. So that'll be nice. And I'll be able to record an episode about Swamp Thing, probably. And also NXT and NXT UK, which I have not watched yet. But Swamp Thing, I'm really looking forward to it. Like I've said before, I've heard good things about it. But I have not spotted anything about it since it officially came out. So hopefully people are digging it. All right, so I think that's everything I picked up. I did already talk about this past weekend at Denver Pop Culture Con. I think I talked about that in the NXT Takeover episode, Takeover 25. So go check that out if you want to hear more about that. And I will most likely do a convention and Super Showdown episode after as I'm driving back home on Sunday night, recapping the whole weekend. So if you're interested in all that, I may not have a comic book episode for this next week, since I might not have a chance to go and stop by the comic book shop in between all the different places I'm going this week. But I'll try. If I have a chance to, I'll swing by over there. And it isn't super out of the way to go there like at the beginning of my trip. So we'll see how that works out. All right, let's talk about the new comics that came out this week, starting with a comic that actually came out last week, but I got the variant cover, and that is She Said Destroy, Chapter 1 from Vault Comics. I talked about this a little bit last week, that I didn't remember what it was about at all, but I did read it since then. And these other I'm going to talk about a few other comics that I did read after I picked them up today. And it's interesting so far. And actually, since I read it right after I recorded last week's episode, I kind of don't remember a whole lot of details. But it's a cool fantasy setting. In this first chapter sets things on its course to it ends. Spoilers. It ends with that with the titular quote of the woman who says destroy when somebody asks her what they should do next. So yeah, check this out if you have a chance. A couple of books that I came out this week that I did read already, because I'm caught up on them, or they're the first issue of a series, so I could just jump right into reading them, no problem. First of all, Deceased. I think I talked about the first issue before I actually read it. But this book is really cool. I got all 3 covers. There might be more covers than this. In fact, I'm pretty sure that there's got to be at least like a blank cover and stuff too. But I got the main cover, which has Poison Ivy on there. No, that's not the main one. The main cover has Batman being attacked by the Bat family as zombies. That's super cool. One of the variant covers has Poison Ivy on there. She's having a nightmare, it looks like, about Batman being a zombie. And then we have this awesome Superman, zombie Superman cover that I like a lot. And that's really cool. I need to go back and get the variant of issue 1, because there were still some copies of that there at my local comic shop. But the story of this, there's like a virus that's going around turning everybody into undead. They're not, they figure out in this issue, I don't want to spoil what happens in there, but some people die. Some people die, and also it's really interesting to see. I know we have zombie Avengers and all that. This, I feel like this is pretty different. And this may happen if zombie Avengers and all, zombie Marvel Zombies, whatever that series of books is called. Anyway, in this, the zombies have their powers, and it's a problem. It's a pretty big problem. So that's a really interesting aspect of the book, and that's all I'll say. Just check this one out. And it's a 6-issue miniseries, only 4 more issues. I'll be a little bit bummed out when it ends. Unless it isn't very interesting by like issue 5, then I'll be like, oh, good, it's finally over. But I like it so far. We also have issue 1 of Black Cat. of the Marvel Universe. And I like this first issue because we have the main story, and then we also get two short bonus stories. One of the stories is only like 2 pages, which is, it was still kind of fun. But then we also have a story about a character related. I don't want to spoil it because to say what that short story is about. It's not directly related, but it kind of is. That the more I talk about it, the bigger hole I'm digging about it. But I got the variant that's the portrait of Black Cat, and then also one that is this cute cartoony style of her jumping after a ball of yarn that's bouncing off of the title. I thought that was pretty fun. So Black Cat, I like it so far. The art, I don't want. I usually don't talk about specifics about art and stuff, and when I do, I feel like I'm kind of negative about it. I would say there's a couple of pages early on in this book that I was kind of worried about it. I was like, this is kind of wonky. I'm not sure I like the look of this, but it was only like those 2 pages that was like that, and I think maybe you'll notice as well. And if you do, let me know. Then we could see we're on the same page, or we noticed the thing on the same page. Yeah. Anyway, up next, Betty Page Unbound. This book is very interesting. It has Betty Page going into all these alternate dimensions, having to find these sorcerer's amulet type things in order to stop the world from being destroyed or something. You know what? I read this a couple hours ago, and I already forget the specifics of the. She has to go into these alternate dimensions to stop something bad from happening. But she has to collect these amulets, if they're even called that. They're like these necklaces, the things hanging on necklace. Whatever. They're like they're like the sorcerer's runes type of thing or something like that. But she has to go around and collect these. And this first universe she goes into, she takes the place of Red Sonja, and so she's going around in that world. She has like a big sword and is really badass and everything. And then once she grabs the amulet from, she steals away the amulet from the guy that's there who has it. This is a spoiler. Sorry, spoilers, but it's it's the first issue of however many. I don't know. It doesn't say if it's out of 5 or whatever, but this is the first book. The next book, so this gets you excited for it, I think. The next book is Vampirella. She's wearing those clothes. So, I think that's a really cool to explore the characters of the Dynamite universe as played by Betty Page, and I think that's pretty cool. So I recommend that. And there's like 50 different variant covers for this book, which is kind of ridiculous, a little bit ridiculous, but a few of them are pretty good. I just got the main one. I think this is the main cover. And then the last one that I read right after I got home from the comic book store. The latest issue of The Walking Dead, issue 192, Aftermath. Man, the book's going to be different now. So spoilers. These are spoilers for this, but I don't want to get into this issue. Like, it just kind of confirms what happens at the end of the last issue. And that is that is she called the governor? I don't remember what all the characters. I'm losing track of the characters sometimes when I don't read them more than one book back to back. But the leader of not the Confederacy. It's the oh my god, I should just open it up. What is the place where they're at now called? Let's go over to the letter hacks because they actually say the things. Okay, so Sebastian, who is the son of what's her name, over at the let's see, Commonwealth. Let's start with the C O. Sebastian, at the end of the last issue, he shoots Rick Grimes, and then spoilers now. More spoilers now. Spoilers from this actual issue. He then shoots him like 3 or 4 more times in the first couple of pages, and then that's that. He leaves, and Rick Grimes is dead. And then Carl comes in and the next morning, and it's the Walking Dead Rick Grimes, and he shoots him in the head, and yeah, that's pretty intense. So we have it's all that Sebastian gets arrested. He's gonna be in jail, and Carl's like dealing with that, his feelings about that, and he says. He goes and sees him in jail. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna kill you, but if you ever get out of here, I'm gonna mess you up, and then put you back in here. I just watch you waste away in this cell, that kind of thing." So yeah, sorry for the spoilers there. If you ignored my spoiler warnings, but this book is gonna be very, very different. Moving forward, and it makes sense because it's this is the last issue of the next compendium, the next big set. This is the end of that big chunk of books. So what's next? We'll find out. Well, everybody wants to go back to Alexandria with them to pay their respects to Rick. Okay, I record these comic book episodes on the sitting on the floor, which you know what, I'm going to reposition. I'll finish explaining in just a second. Okay, so as I was saying, I usually record these episodes while I'm sitting on the floor, and that was the scene. Most of the time my leg falls asleep or something, and that's no different today. So let's moving on from The Walking Dead. These books I picked up today, but have not read yet, and mostly because almost all of these I am not caught up to be able to read the next issue yet. Actually, all of these I have started reading, but I'm not caught up. Actually, I haven't read any of the Dreaming yet at all, so I'll start there. Dreaming number 10. Really cool cover with this monstrous pig, lion, beast, warthog thing. I have no context for that. With just a pile of naked bodies underneath it. It's a weird description. If you saw what I was seeing, you're like, yeah, that's how you describe that. But maybe you're imagining something completely different now. Jughead the Hunger versus Vampironica. I don't know why I haven't read the first issue of this yet, because I like both of these books, and having them meet now in the middle, I'm pretty excited for that. So I'm not going to be able to read that before I head out to Utah, but hopefully I'll get around to reading those really soon. Jim Henson's Beneath the Dark Crystal, issue number 10. I am a couple of issues behind on this one, but I have been enjoying that. I've talked before about the interior artwork I like a lot. I do like this cover of this particular issue as well. But the really each scene has a nice palette, like one family of colors, and I really like how they use that, and that's more of like a painted style as opposed to an inked and colored style, if that makes sense. Star Wars Adventures, issue number 22. We've got Leia there on the cover with R2-D2 and C-3PO. C-3PO saying, an intruder, we're doomed. And we have a Tauntaun tale from Tales from Wild Space in there. I'm a little bit behind on these Star Wars Adventures books, but they're mostly standalone anyway. I'll get around to those sometime soon. Young Justice, issue number 6, Escape from Gemworld. I am a couple issues behind on this one, but I'm looking forward to that. Shazam, issue number 6, His Father's Return, may destroy the Shazam family. So that's pretty ominous. He might be taken away from his. Oh wait, it's on the cover. It's supposedly his father, but he's offering a hand to him in Shazam form. So that's kind of weird that he's recognizing him. He does look a lot like him. He's like looks identical to Shazam. Rocko's Modern Afterlife issue number 3. How have I not read issues 1 and 2 yet? I've been excited about reading these. I went and read Deceased. Why can't I get around to reading Rocko's Modern Afterlife? Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 39 is out this week. Beyond the Grid, it says there on the cover. I don't have any context for that. I haven't read any of those in a long time. Justice League issue number 25. Awesome variant cover with it's a literal splash page in this instance as Aquaman leads the pack in front with the water splashing around beneath him. But we also have Green Lantern, Flash, Hawkgirl, and then the Trinity there as big heads in the sky. Their presence is known or something. I don't know. Leviathan happens soon. I don't know how much it ties into since I'm quite a few issues behind on Justice League now. But Deceased, like literally all of the advertising, other than like the inside front cover, inside back cover, it's all for Leviathan. There's like 5 or 6 pages just hyping up Leviathan. And I think that's kind of a lot for one issue to have that many ads for one thing, but it's at the forefront of my consciousness, so I guess it's working. Green Lantern number 8, freaking awesome cover. Let's take a look at who the cover artist here. I got the variant cover. We have Green Lantern wielding a sword, a green energy manifested sword. Oh, this book has all of the Leviathan ads in it too. There's 1, 2, 3. Okay, this one only had 3, but that's still a lot. Where's the freaking credits for this issue, man? We have... I may as well just like read this whole comic to you as I'm flipping through pages. Also, a lot of these books have the preview of Krypton, like a little like 2-3 page story from Krypton, which is kind of cool. Okay, it's like on page 7. What are you guys doing? Anyway, Tony Infante is the artist of the variant cover. Very, very cool, Tony. So yeah, Green Lantern 8, issue 8. Female Furies, issue number 5 of 6, Barda's Betrayal. I am still a couple of issues behind on that one. But that does look pretty cool. Domino Hot Shots, issue number 4. I don't know how I'm not caught up on this one. Because Domino series and the beginning of the Hot Shots series, what I have read of it so far, there's so much cool stuff going on. Also Deadpool issue number 13. I am really far behind on this as well. I think the last one I read is issue number 8, maybe. So I mean, this is a War of the Realms tie-in, according to the cover, and you've got Deadpool with a huge sword and a shield and all kinds, and like a fur cloak and all kinds of stuff. There's probably some cool stuff going on there. Dead Man Logan issue number 8. You got Logan slashing open some guys while he's holding an elderly baby. It's a small human looking thing. It seems like it's a baby, but the face it's got kind of a Bobby Hill vibe. I don't know the context of that, but We'll see, I guess. Another War of the Realms tie-in. I don't know what the whole War of the Realms thing even is. I read the Fantastic Four issue from last week, which I guess ties into it, but just reading one issue that is part of it does not give you anywhere close to the full picture. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Captain Marvel issue number 6. We've got Captain Marvel. Is that Black Widow? And they're trapped inside of an hourglass that's not dripping sand. It's not. It's dripping blood or some other vile red liquid. Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider, issue number 9. I need to catch up on this one. This is one of my favorites from Marvel, on the Marvel side of things for sure. Got her fighting a blue wolf-looking guy. Maybe I should know who that character is. I apologize that I don't. And I now realize that from the perspective that we're looking at, they are like completely upside down sideways from the rest of the world, and that's pretty cool. Nice perspective work there with that cover. Who is the artist behind this cover? Let's take a look here. Look at that. It's on the first page. So easy to find. Thank you very much, creators of Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider. Cover artist is Bengal. So, there you go. Great job, Bengal. It's a bang-up job, Bengal. Now, get me the next cover on my desk. Friday. Okay, that brings us to Adventures of the Super Sons, issue number 11 of 12. I am almost right in place to power through and read all of these. Actually, I did read like the first couple of issues so far, but like issue 1 and 2, I mean. From the Darkness, Doomsdame. Interesting. These two guys, the Super Sons, as they were, as it were, are also in DCeased. And it's I kind of feel bad for them for all the stuff that's going on with everything. But I am looking forward to reading all of the Adventures of the Super Sons. I have a bunch of issues downloaded in my DC Universe app on my iPad. If I can get readings, get caught up on some of the books there, some of the older books, because there's like a 6-month delay or something like that. And yeah, in the next comic book episode, I'll talk about some more of the comics that I did read, if I remember to mention them. I gotta get caught up on more of these. For only being able to jump right in and read 4 of the new issues this week, that's kind of a bummer. For me, they're like, oh, that just means I'm getting more and more of my backlog crammed full of what's going to be great stuff to read. I just got to get around to reading them. So yeah, that's it. I should wrap this up here and get some sleep before I head over to Ogden, Utah for Ogden Uncon. It's this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's June 7th, 8th, and 9th. I think at the Ogden Eccles Conference Center in Ogden, Utah. I think that go to demonjackal.com/dates, and there's a link to the convention, so you can see the hours there, or how to get tickets and all of that. I am at booth A04, I think it is, or table A04, and yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. It's going to be fun. Hopefully, it goes well, and I can sell some stuff and get people get some stuff, brand new stuff painted for some people. So come check that out. And otherwise, just go to demonjackal.com and check out the art that I have on there. I'm really behind on getting new prints available on the website. But I have been scanning everything that I've painted at home. As far as, most of the stuff that I've painted on paper while I'm at conventions, I don't have that stuff scanned in. But all the stuff that I've done on hardboard, all of that I have scanned in. So anyway, check all of that out. Let me know which comics next week that you have read, what you thought about the Walking Dead developments, and all of the other stuff by tweeting me at TIW Podcast. Go to TIWpodcast.com for more reviews. If you enjoyed this episode or anything else on the site, please share some links with your friends. Subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you like to listen. And I'll be back real soon with another episode of TIW Podcast. Stay safe out there in all of the infinite multiverses. Bye for now.